Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election. In this video, we are continuing the series that I'm doing on legal ambush Peter Obi led for Tinubu. He can't escape. Legal ambush Peter Obi led for Tinubu. He can't escape. Because we are still looking at the petition that the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, filed against the declaration of Asiwaju Bola, the presidential candidate of the APC, as the president-elect. Now, I want to start with a comment that was put in the comment box by Matthew Samuel in the first edition of this series. Now, this is what Matthew Samuel wrote. He said, "There is no legal ambush. These petty complaints will be dismissed. I thought Obi has evidence that he got more votes than Tinubu. So that is not the case." These are questions Matthew Samuel were asking. Is it not too late to raise the issue of Tinubu's qualification to run for presidency, which Tinubu has already run for and won? First of all, Matthew Samuel, you are so quick to say that the matter will be dismissed. It's not going to be dismissed. That is, they have to convince the judges at the appeal court and perhaps the Supreme Court before any of the prayers of Peter Obi and Labour Party can be dismissed. Then you say, I thought Peter Obi has evidence that he got more votes than Tinubu. You are correct. There is evidence. So you are asking that question is a kind of, you have lost kind of hope that he has evidence. He said, I thought Obi has evidence that he got more votes than Tinubu. Of course, Obi has confidence that he has more votes than Tinubu. And that is what he will prove in the court. He says, so that is not the case. What is the case is that Obi believes strongly, and some of the issues that we are going to talk about in this video will also convince you that Obi believes rightly that he has more votes than Tinubu. Then you will now talk about the fact that is it not too late to raise the issue of Tinubu's qualification to run for presidency, which Tinubu has already run for and won? Well, the way to look at it is this. If a student was admitted to study medicine in any of the universities in Nigeria, and while they were doing screening in his final year as a medical student, and it was discovered that he had forged WAEC results, the university is not going to say that this student should be allowed to graduate from the medical school because, after all, he's about to finish his medical studies. They are not going to do that. Even if he has graduated with the medical degree and they found out that he had fake WAEC results with which he got admission to the university will withdraw the degree. They will not say that having suffered for 6 years or 7 years to obtain a medical degree, that they can waive the fact that he didn't have genuine WAEC result. So that's immaterial. So the qualifications they are talking about, because Tinubu has already contested and he won according to INEC, therefore he will be allowed to get away with illegality. It doesn't work that way. Now, I'm going to go through some of the things the petitioner, when you hear the petitioner here, we're talking about Peter Obi and Labour Party. Some of the things they ask so that people will get clarity, especially with what Matthew Samuel was asking about evidence that Peter Obi got more votes than Tinubu. You hear some of it in this analysis as we move forward. Now, before I go into it, if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel. Subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, let me read for you portions of Peter Obi's petition to the tribunal, so that you can understand the seriousness of what Peter Obi is doing and why this is a real ambush against Tinubu, for which it will be difficult for him to extricate himself. Now let's go. The petitioners shall contend that by reason of the said disqualification, here they were talking about the disqualification of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. The petitioners shall contend that by reason of the said disqualification of the second and third respondent. Second and third respondent, they're talking about second respondent is Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Third respondent is Shetima. The votes purportedly recorded for the second respondent in the election are wasted and invalid, and that the first petitioner who from the correct result of the election obtained the highest number of lawful votes cast in the election and meet the constitutional requirement to be declared and returned as the winner of the election, or to be declared as the winner of presidential election held on February 25, 2023. Now, what they are saying here, what Peter Obi is saying here is this. By the time they cancel the results of Tinubu, who Peter Obi is saying here that they are not qualified to have participated in the election ab initio. When you tabulate Peter Obi's result, that Peter Obi's result will be sufficient to be returned as the winner of the election. So what he's saying is that invalidate all the votes. That's what he's telling the court. invalidate all the votes by Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, because those votes were wasted votes, because they are not qualified to be in the race. So when you invalidate those votes, then you now discover that Peter Obi has more lawful votes than Tinubu and ought to be declared as the president-elect and the winner of the February 25 presidential election. Now, Peter Obi moved to another level on the alleged corrupt practices or non-compliance with the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022. Okay? It was case of the petitioners that INEC, the fourth respondent, failed to transmit results electronically as stipulated by the law. Obi and Labour Party contended that the deployment of the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, election results collection system, and the INEC results viewing portal were aimed at giving the election necessary transparency and credibility. They claimed that despite a court order, INEC refused to give or issue these forms and refused to allow the inspection of the forms. Now, here, Peter Obi is reminding the courts that despite the fact that the court said they should allow Peter Obi to have access to the electoral materials, INEC refused to do so. And they're also questioning the mode of transmission of the results. The reason why INEC said that it's going to transmit the result electronically and through its IRIF server is because it will help to show transparency and accountability in the electoral process. Now, they didn't follow that law. They didn't follow that law, which is there in the Electoral Act, which is also there in the guideline for the 2023 general election. They didn't follow it. The petitioners further plead that due to the first respondent's refusal and neglect to upload and transmit the result of the election in the polling units to the IRIF as required by law on the day of the election, the first respondent suppressed the actual scores obtained by the petitioners. Here, Peter Obi is saying that, look, INEC suppressed my votes. They suppressed my vote because they didn't use electronic transmission of results. That what they did by not using electronic transmission was purposely to suppress my vote. That's what Peter Obi is telling the court. So this is where he's talking about the corruption in the system, the electoral system. Now he said the suppression of the first petitioner score, which occurred in 18,088 polling units, was orchestrated by the first respondent, deliberately uploading unreadable and blurred forms EC8As. Now, what Peter Obi is alleging here is this, that there were about 18,088 polling units where INEC suppressed Peter Obi's votes by deliberately uploading unreadable and blurred form EC8As. Because these forms are the forms that contain the results. But if you go to their archive, you can't see anything on those forms. They are blurred. So Peter Obi is alleging that INEC deliberately did this to cut down his vote, to suppress his vote. Okay? So he said the suppression of the petitioner's score, which occurred in 18,088 polling units, was orchestrated by the first respondent, that's INEC, deliberately uploading unreadable and blurred forms EC8As on the IRIF, and thereby suppressed the lawful scores obtained by the petitioners in the said polling units. So there were 18,008 polling units of P2B that were blurred. You can't see the numbers that were written there, even on the RF. P2B saying they deliberately did this to suppress my votes. That's what P2B is saying, telling the court. The petitioners hereby plead and shall at trial rely on a spreadsheet containing the polling units codes and details of the aforesaid 18,088 polling units, as well as the authentic results in the aforesaid 18,088 polling units. So P2B is saying, I will prove it in court. I have spreadsheets that I will bring to prove that they did these things deliberately. And we will show you the details of the real results, which they failed to upload, but uploaded the blurred ones so that you can't see anything in it, to just cause confusion. In addition, the petitioners plead that in Benue State, the first respondent, that's INEC. P2B is saying here that in addition, the petitioners plead that in Benue State, INEC also mischievously uploaded blurred forms EC8A, allegedly for polling units, in an attempt to suppress the lawful votes of P2B. So INEC deliberately, and you will see as we go on, you will see the real results of Benue State different from what INEC announced. The petitioner shall also at trial rely on a forensic report of the presidential election held in polling units in Benue State. Obi and Labour Party further claim that INEC had announced the scores of the petitioners in Rivers. Now, after moving from Benue, P2B now enter what happened in Rivers, where they also suppressed the vote. Obi and Labour Party claim that INEC had announced the scores of the petitioners, that Obi and Labour Party in Rivers State, as 175,071 votes, and Tinubu and APC as having 231,591 votes. Okay? This is what INEC announced as the vote that P2B got in Rivers State and the vote that Tinubu got in Rivers State. So I hope Matthew, Samuel, if you watch this, you take note of this, because you are talking about the P2B proving that he has more votes than Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. However, now look at, we are now getting to the real results. The real results. However, by the actual scores obtained at the polling units, the petitioners' lawful vote in Rivers State are 205,110 votes. That's the petitioners' lawful votes. While Tinubu and APC's lawful vote is 84,108 votes. You can see that from 300 and something thousand, from 231,591 votes, Tinubu's vote has come down to the normal, to his real vote in Rivers State, which was 84,108, instead of 231,591 votes that INEC allocated to Tinubu. So you can see that Peter Obi is ready to prove that he has votes that was cut off from his own, and that there was swapping of votes in many parts of the country. He used Rivers and Benue to buttress his argument, but he didn't. That's not the end of the matter. They are not the only two states that he will use where they are going to cut these votes of Tinubu and give him his rightful vote, and Peter Obi will get his rightful vote. And at the end of the day, it will be discovered that indeed Tinubu has lower votes than Peter Obi, and that in many of the states that he has 25%, it will now be found out that Tinubu did not get up to 25%. Therefore, he will not have the necessary spread to be declared president-elect. Already, he's been declared president-elect is faulty because he did not get 25% of the votes cast in Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, as required in Section 134, Subsection 2B of the 1999 Constitution. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.